Continuing in Workspace, we can pick up where we left off in prior demos, where we started creating a scenario and explore on the map around Buffalo Wild Wing locations, in particular audience targeting. Let's go to a project that we could create for Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm going to add a new plan to show this process, where we can look at data as we analyze it by media inventory for a market plan, an inventory plan to get on the granular level. But let's start with Placecast. Placecast provides those visitation insights for places, as we could see in Places Library, the rich database that exists there. And that fuels the ability to look at visitation detail and population intelligence relating to places. We can look at different timing, those visitor profiles, just like audience is contextualized by media inventory. That population data is turned into visitor profiles for places. Understanding of where those people and how far away people are coming from to visit each location, where those people are coming from specifically, where they live, as well as other information. Here I can go in and take that place set that I created in Places Library and add that here. I don't have to repeat that task. I'm going to look at that population. Let's just filter down to 200 plus. Let's look at annual history to see how historical visitation may have shifted over time. And let's go back to that county. I want to understand how the top counties that have the visitation for these places. And just like that, we can name our Placecast scenario. Buffalo Wild Wing places, 200K plus annually, 2019 through 2021. I always like to name my scenarios so I can easily identify them in the future. I can generate that here. Immediately, I get a notification that my Placecast is ready, but some of the places might still be pending full measurement. Our GIS, our geospatial team, will get a notification about that. But in the meantime, we can see how the combination of visitation across all of these places looks for the current week. Average dwell time, 81 minutes for every one of these locations in the most recent week. An average of 200,000 visitors across all of these 21 locations in that time period, as well as at a high level understanding of where those people are coming from. And looking over the last 3 years, a total there. We're able to see for each location, what are the top locations for overall visitation, as well as visitation for the selected population that I identified here, percentage population profile, the number of percent of visits by that specific profile. And then all of the others are based on the full visitation across visitation weekly, dwell time, how long people are spending there. Obviously, it might vary between what sports season it is specific for Buffalo Wild Wings, all things that can give unique insights and tell the story of visitation to these places. If I expand out, I can see that detail that we identified we wanted to look by county or by year. How is that varied? Obviously, 2020 was lower average visitation versus other years. Now, I can also click on this little insights button for a full visual representation through time of that visitation year on year, average, weekly, etc., how that has trended. If I wanted to dig in further to specific timeframes, let's look at 2021. And then I can look at specific timeframes and it reflect those number of weeks for each year if you're concerned or interested in a particular season, as well as the visitation profile that takes all the data for the most recent week and provides a profile of the current visitation for that place. Again, looking at dwell, looking at demographics. What are the primary demographics of income, of ethnicity and race, gender and age that are the people visiting those locations? Also, you can get a glimpse into the trade area that's serving that location based on the counties, the cities, and even down to zip code and state. Other aspects, consumer behavior profiles of people that visit this place. All of these pieces will be available in dashboards and other metrics and outputs available. This is exportable as well as exportable from Excel to get more of that information at your fingertips.